What's happening, YouTubers? In today's video, I want to do a follow-up video regarding the mixer and using it to process or to edit your images in Lightroom. There's been a little bit of confusion as to what happens once you've done your edit using the sliders and the dial knobs, etc., when you move on to the next image. So I'm going to just try and clear up any confusion, and it's going to be a quick video but show you exactly what happens when you are editing the following images. I'll catch you in a sec. Okay, so I've got my mixer ready with the laptop, and I'm just going to demonstrate to you when we move these dials what they do. So as you can see, each dial has something written on top of it, and this is completely down to you what you want to set each dial to do. If you want any more information on this, you need to watch part 1, which I will link a video up here. But for instance, on my dial number 1, I have the temperature. So if I show you the image, you'll see by moving the temperature, it's getting cooler or warmer. And that's showing you there with the temperature scale, +1, -25, etc, etc. And that's all happening with me, if I can just show you there, if I can demonstrate it, by moving this dial really warm to really cool. So the dial now has been moved. Let's move it right down to the minimum temperature, so you can see now the image is just blue. And watch what happens when I move on to my next image. So we'll just move on to the next image. Just click on to that. So the temperature gauge, or the dial rather, is still set to the 0, if you like, or the minimum, but it hasn't affected the picture or my actual temperature whatsoever. And it won't do until I start moving the dial here. It won't move until I'm turning it right now, and you can see that dial or the scale is not moving until it meets whereabouts the dial hits the actual temperature. Just keep showing you. There you go. Now it's started moving up, and the dial is now there. So from the minimum marker to around the middle, there was nothing happening with that image, and that's because there was, to hit what the temperature was originally set to, it had to move the dial all the way to here. So these make no difference until you start editing the second image. It doesn't reset your image to your previous image for what the dials were. I hope that kind of helps with any confusion. I highly recommend to edit images this way. If it's the odd image, I don't personally bother doing it with the mixer all the time, very rarely. It's only when you're doing, big photo shoots like weddings or christenings, and you need to go through, a few thousand images. It's well worth it. There you go. I can't really show you any easier than that. It's a great tool to use, and don't worry about too much about where your markers are on your actual mixer. As explained on the previous little video clip there, as and when you move your marker or your dial, it will not affect the image until you get to the said point of where that image, for instance, needs to be. So if you're doing your temperature, which is up here, and you left it down here on the previous image, nothing will happen until you keep turning it around. It will still stay the same until it hits that point where that image temperature is set, and then it will start, you can start to reduce it or increase it. It's pretty easy, to be honest with you. Saves a lot of time. It saved me a lot of time. Maybe not necessarily just doing one image, although it does still save time, but especially when you're putting together or trying to edit thousands of images from, again, like a long photo shoot or a wedding or a christening. Guys, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you. It's been a long time. I appreciate it. I still get a lot of people asking me when I'm making more videos. I can't believe how different the world has been and changed since the last time I made a video. So that's going back a while ago. And most importantly, I hope you're all safe. I hope you've not been personally affected in any way by what's been happening in a health capacity. In terms of the industry, I mean, as photographers, I've been affected massively simply because my job relies heavily on, people getting married, obviously, and baptisms, etc., etc. And there's not really been much of that happening. But hey, we're moving on to 2021. I hope everything changes, and I hope everyone starts working, and I hope we go back to a normality type of world that I knew before from my last video, and not this crazy bonkers year. So I want to take this opportunity to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and have a great time. Stay safe, and I will catch you guys real soon. Take care.